Okay.
Ready to start?
Hello.
Hey, you guys.
That was our introduction.
No, that was not our introduction.
Well,
we did not do it like that.
That was my introduction.
Over here on the couch, definitely. But welcome to the couch for your mental health matters. This is your boy Damion here. I got my co-host Jackie, and of course, every week she has her phone going. And it reminds us to make sure that you like and share this live feed. Make sure that everybody gets it. You know, we're going to have a phenomenal time. This is something, like I said on the video earlier today and yesterday, and I think Jackie said it. I think this has never been done. I honestly think this has never been done. Actually, like two therapists.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Going live, doing an actual therapy session. We don't know how this is going to go. We might get some anger in here. We might get some tears in here.
And they might not be from the guests. Not in the non-spirit of therapy. It's not about me, but I've had a rough damn day.
Yeah. So definitely, like I said earlier, this is something new, exciting that we're trying this week, and we're probably going to do it again in the near future. Hopefully, we can interview like a celebrity, like a athlete or something like that.
Okay, that'd be cool.
That would be real cool.
Like
but
somebody that is somebody versus.
Yeah. No, we definitely got a celebrity in the building
It's like
right
it
now.
sounds like a compliment, but it's
No.
A little shade. That's all right.
No.
I can take some shade.
No, that's why I said an athlete or something.
We're
I didn't
just
say a
kidding.
celebrity because we
We're
do
just
have our very
kidding.
own celebrity in the building. Award-winning podcast. I'm not even going to say Charlotte podcast or QC podcast. I'm just going to say universal or national podcast because they're on a whole different level. We're trying to get there.
We are not trying. We're getting there.
We're trying to do that. You know, but we have Miss Shanice from Shanice. I'm getting it all messed up. You see, I got my background singer right now. Did you like my background music?
We finally got piece of the pie. Big old burning.
Oh, you done?
I don't know. Yeah, took a whole lot of trying just to get up that hill.
They getting up.
Now we're up in the big leagues. Got my turn it.
We had an emotional day. This is what you do when you're sad.
So
yes, I'm releasing. I feel good.
So again, we got Shanice in the
about to
building
start now, y'all.
from No Advisory Podcast.
Woo! What up, y'all?
So what up, No Advisory? That's definitely
shout out the squad, CEO, Ash, P. Fine, Petty, my whole everybody, E-Class, everybody.
That's Power 104 family right there for sure.
Word.
So again, we're definitely, you guys, this is something new, different, because we're different. I know I'm different. I'm weird. So I like to do weird stuff.
Okay.
And this is definitely something, like we just said, that I haven't done since
grad
school, obtaining my master's. We had to record a live actual session, several sessions to prove that we can do what we do.
Well, I was confident then, but surely that'll be retested today.
But again, like normally, and we'll preface it a little bit. Normally, we would get a little bit of background. You know, we would screen the client before we kind of see if we're going to decide to take them on as a client.
Well, in the beginning, I was taking everyone.
You know, and kind of ask some questions like, you know, why are you seeking services and things like that before you even schedule an appointment.
And to see if what they need from us is our forte.
It is compatible, exactly. But we didn't went past all that. We didn't do like any background information, you guys. So again, this is going to be unpredictable. So if we get moments of silence,
unpredictable.
We're definitely going to tag team on this, and I don't think this has ever been done. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Are you excited, Jackie?
I'm excited. I feel like I'm on the red carpet. And what are you wearing, Damion?
I'm
wearing the couch.
That's how I feel. I am wearing Sense Ain't As Common As You Think.
Common sense.
It's good. It
was Sense.
Ain't as common as you think. That's dope.
Gotcha.
Is that black on?
This is black on Rashawn Miller. Shout out to Use Dressing.
Yes, of
He made this shirt and I begged him for it and he sent it right to me. So thank you.
That's
What's up, Jairus? What's up, Miss Shamir Neal? She checking
We have our
in.
fellow therapists on the
Yes,
line.
absolutely.
I wish we had a line for them to be on.
Trust me, if y'all see anything or hear anything that we miss because we're here and y'all
Then chime in. Tell
Chime in.
us where to go, okay?
help
Jairus,
us.
I know
help
you
her.
like to give your 2 cents. I met
Absolutely.
Jairus when he was showing me the ropes, but they weren't asking him to show me the ropes. He had to step in and like tell me what was going on at the
Yes.
company that I had just got to.
Oh yeah.
And before he left, good job,
Yes.
Jairus.
Great
Good job,
trainer.
by the way.
He's a great
Before
trainer.
he got out of there.
Good guy. That's my guy right there.
Okay.
But so normally what we normally do, Shanice, is before we get started and get into our topic of discussion, we do like our Wendy Williams segment where we do like trending topics, hot topics.
Oh, do y'all?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we have a trending hot topic this week. We have several, actually. The one that I wanted to kind of bring, and we'll talk about it, have you watched? Okay.
Situations like that are triggers for me.
Okay.
So, and I know that they're triggers for me. I already have a problem, honestly, with white people.
Okay.
So I'm not ready. I work with nothing but white people.
Okay.
They don't need to feel that wrath yet. So I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched it. I mean, I know the story behind it, so I don't feel it necessary to watch it. I mean, I guess to help promote the director.
So what my best friend suggested is while cleaning up the house or something, just have it playing on me.
Yeah.
So she can get Ava, girl, we gonna get you your corn.
Yes,
sis.
absolutely.
Okay.
But
have it playing.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm just not gonna watch it.
So that's a way to support.
Yeah.
She's a huge advocate for mental health because she struggled with bipolar, if I'm not mistaken, herself. So she's a very huge proponent for mental health, and understandably so with that particular movie.
Okay.
Triggers a lot of people.
Absolutely.
But that was one of the hot things that everyone was talking about, acting, whether it was being seen, and the emotions that came from it.
Right.
Okay.
Rightfully so, but to each his own. I kind of felt like it put me in the space when I watched Roots for the first time.
I never finished Roots ever.
Okay, I haven't either.
Ever.
We're gonna have to take some black cards in here. You guys are gonna be on
I don't care what you
restriction.
take. I wasn't emotionally ready when Roots came out. I mean, I don't even think I was born. Didn't it come out in 82?
I know I
Yeah,
definitely
82.
wasn't born.
I wasn't even speaking
know I'm
yet.
young.
I was just born.
I don't
but
think it was 82,
I felt like it came
though.
out in the early 80s, before 85. I'm gonna look it up right now. When did
Y'all,
Roots come out?
somebody
And if
tell
ain't
us.
none of y'all tell us when it came out, then you in the same boat as us.
Yeah, when did
Okay?
Roots come out,
If you don't know when it
When
came
did
out.
Roots come
I've
out?
watched it
Before
several
my time.
times. Several times.
Mm-mm.
And I mean, it doesn't drive emotions because I kind of know what to
Well, it's a
kinda
long
expect.
ass movie as well.
Yeah, it's very long. Very long. I think it has maybe like 3 or 4 parts.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, who has time?
1977.
What's your name, boy?
1977.
Yeah.
So I was not,
Toby.
as my son says, boring yet. I was not boring yet.
Toby.
Okay, well, I saw parts of it, and those parts were enough. I know Glory made me feel some type
Glory
of
is
Oh yeah,
Same
Glory
way.
made me feel that way.
A
Yeah.
Time to Kill.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Let me tell
So-
you something. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Self-disclosure.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, girl, because I feel like I can really talk to you. Since your confession. So I went to a private school, with majority white kids.
Okay.
And when A Time to Kill came out, I was going to that school. And I watched it, and I had a hard time talking to those kids in class
Right.
Absolutely.
for several days.
Right.
I felt like shouting out some of Sam Jackson's lines.
Yeah, I hope they die. I hope they burn in hell.
And I hope they burn in hell. It makes you feel some type. It evokes
Yes.
strong
Yes.
emotions
Right.
that if you were never in tune with before,
Right.
they just come out.
They come out.
And
Exactly.
I think that's the art piece of it.
That I hope
Of,
they burn in
you
hell.
know what I'm saying? Films and things like that. The producers, the director, they want to evoke
That's
those
it.
particular-
That's the
Oh,
purpose
Yes.
of it. That's true.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Django, some parts of Django did that for me.
Oh, but the part that just gives me so much pride is when he whipped him, when he hung him up at the tree, Jamie Foxx.
Mm-hmm.
When he whipped the overseer.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Wait,
just
why
made
were
me feel
the
so.
black people celebrating in the theater?
Oh, I love that.
Oh, they was
Damn,
glad.
that's why I can't take
Yes,
y'all
I
nowhere.
posted that actually for Black History Month. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
Is this on?
Shout out to you.
yes, it is on. We are
Shout out
live.
to the slaves within the master.
Amen. Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the revolt. Yes.
So what was the other topic, Jackie, that you had, the trending topic that we wanted to kind of discuss today? I know that was mine. It
I
was
believe yours is sufficient.
no. The other one was.
That's the way of saying
No,
moving on.
The other one was pretty local. No, it was Smoothie King.
Oh, okay.
With the
Yes.
The Smoothie King and the like. Let me present this how I feel about it, because I don't want to present this in this non-biased, just deliver the topic kind of way. I want to present it how I feel. So people are all up in arms about the racism associated with Smoothie King, and a friend of mine, I don't remember exactly verbatim, quote unquote, what she posted, but she said it was sad, something about it being sad to that effect, and it's just unfortunate that in today's world, this is happening. And my immediate response was, no, I want to see it rather than it be buried somewhere or people pretend that it's not happening. I want to see where the devil is, then I want to stray around the devil. So if that's happening at Smoothie King and that's somewhere I frequent, fortunately I've kind of come away from buying stuff from there anyway. I make my own shakes at home now. I'm more inclined just to do that. The same thing, something happened with Chick-fil-A with the gay rights thing a while ago, like a couple years ago, was it?
It was,
and everybody's like, oh, no more Chick-fil-A, but you're eating it now. So it's everywhere. My whole thing is racism is everywhere. Why are we shocked by even those things? It's just more bold now. But we're living in a bold era of,
That is what it is.
It's been being encouraged on a grand scale. So why would it not happen on a smaller scale?
But I mean, like, the thoughts have always been there. They're just more blatant. I don't feel any type of way. I don't frequent Smoothie King anyway.
I believe you.
And even if I did, I don't think I would personally stop because somebody used the N-word on the receipt. That was
that employee, exactly.
I don't think it's Smoothie King's practices to say.
No, I don't think it is either. I just have
your customer based on their ethnicity.
I'm petty. I want to associate.
And they said that the employee was fired, so that made me feel better.
Yeah.
Well, they had to do that.
Yeah.
You know what? I went to Saki probably about a year or two ago. Saki Express. Shout out to Saki. I love Saki and the sweet carrots. Definitely.
Until they start putting racial slurs on their receipts.
No, it wasn't a racial slur, but the young lady, she was of course Caucasian, or she wasn't even Japanese, or what is the Japanese word? She was white, and on the receipt, they normally would have your name on it, but she put Martin Lawrence.
In her defense, she might have said she was trying to pay you a compliment.
Yeah,
see every comment as a derogatory racial slur.
Can I curse on here?
Go ahead and drop it.
Fuck that. That's bullshit. Because they just think that we all look alike. That was disrespectful.
Are we back on your show?
We back on No Advisory, okay? Bringing the No Advisory to the couch. I won't do it again. F that.
That's okay. Be who you are.
Yes.
What? They just think that we all look alike, and they so pasty. Y'all, girl, how dare you?
Yeah.
They are pasty.
Yeah, they called it.
John
me Martin Lawrence, and I was like, oh, I appreciate it. Like, can I get a discount since you think I'm a celebrity? Can I just go ahead and get my food for free?
You don't even have to pay for this, right?
You want to take a picture? That type thing. That's how I took it. I mean, I took it as a joke, but
girl, she tried it.
Else, could have been like.
Don't look nothing like Martin Lawrence.
But to everybody that knows me in Orangeburg, you know what I'm saying, my football team and all this, they used to call me Roscoe. You remember Roscoe from Martin? You know when he was a little boy with the tiny nose. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. I was
you might look like Roscoe.
Yeah, so
you look like a skinny Roscoe.
With the ears, you gotta put a hat on.
My body caught up with my ears. I had my ears were bigger.
That did not drive you into a deep state of childhood.
When you love yourself.
No, I actually suffered. You know what I'm saying, from a little bit of low self-esteem for a little bit because of that. That's just a little bit self-esteem.
Haven't we all?
But I turned it into something funny. Like,
hilarious.
They just started calling me Roscoe, and it's all good. I got another nickname now.
It's funny as
but it is. It's funny now.
Express how funny I think that is.
Anybody from Orangeburg, they know. They call me Roscoe.
Okay.
You know, they still call me that to this day when they see me. So it's all good.
So that's stuck.
Yeah, it did.
Well, if you're from Orangeburg, thank you for that.
Word.
And it was funny that he came out with the movie Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Yes, I love that movie.
You know what? It works. It's all good. I came back and I'm a little bit bigger and better. So
I'm glad you're
it's
back
all good.
that.
But all right, let's move on. Let's get into this. We've been laughing a little bit, so now it's time to turn it down.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Like we said before, we're gonna do a live therapy session or kind of mock therapy session. There's a lot of things that we normally do before and after an initial therapy session that that we're probably not going to do.
Right. Well, also the during usually looks a little different than it's going to look today because we have viewers and we have radio to think about. So just keep in mind that there are certain periods, for example, of silence that we won't allow to occur. At this point in time because we're on the radio. So we also don't want the viewers to be in their car wondering what happened. Like, wait, are they still there? Right. Yeah, we want to supply something to fill in the space, but we're just going to put this out there in a way that gives certain individuals who've been interested in therapy and curious about it an understanding of how it might go, and we're going to process that with our guest afterwards.
Yes, absolutely. And anything that's processed afterwards will be going to the couch704.com. Her reflection, how she felt about it, how she think it went, all those things. Okay. You know, make sure you check out the website, couch704.com, and you know, it'll be there. We'll make sure we post it up, so make sure you guys check out the website for sure. All right. So. Shanice,
no, that's right.
Shanice.
Yes.
So, is it Shanice or Shanice?
Shanice. Just let it flow. Shanice.
That used to be one of my favorite songs. I used to play the xylophone in middle school, and I would play that song.
I love your smile. Yes.
Shout out to Shanice.
What's up?
When you get
the other Shanice. Okay, my fault.
The other one, the one that's no longer.
Shout out to Shanice on what's the show they do when you're like not a has-been, but you know the show they do on TV One.
On TV.
You know what I'm talking about?
Unsung. Yes. She was on Unsung. I love Unsung.
Yes, with her husband.
Oh wow. Shout out to Lex. Yeah.
They still together.
They still love each other.
Bankruptcy and all.
Black love.
Black
love. That's what's up.
Each and every other. Okay, let's go.
So let's decompress a little bit. So I mean I guess I'll start it off. So generally, like I said, we would normally kind of know what's going on or some prerequisites or some presenting problems. So instead of us knowing it beforehand, we're going to ask Ms. Shanice, what brings you in today? What are we going to be kind of processing? What are you kind of dealing with? What are your concerns right now that brings you in?
So I volunteered for this opportunity because recently I've gone through a breakup. We were together for 5 years and we have a child together. And it's like when we broke up, I feel like he kind of did a 180 a little bit in terms of his role as a father. And especially even leading up today, I kind of thought that I was doing good with dealing with it until I saw him, and all hell broke loose, like all hell. So I realized that I don't have a good handle on my emotions as I thought I do, or I thought I did. I feel like, I take the saying, he who angers you controls you. I take that kind of serious because I get extremely angry about the situation. And it's something that, like, I had a great day today up until that point. And now my day, I just feel like my day sucks. And kind of, not even just my day, just, I won't say life in general. I know I have a good life. I know I have a lot to be grateful for and all that. It's just, it weighs on me heavily.
What does that kind of look like? When you said it kind of messes up your day, what does it look like typically for you?
When I say that it messes up my day, even if I don't see him and I just think about the situation and things that we've made for each other, I just think, when I say it messes up my day, it's because I'm having a hard time, I guess, I don't know if it's forgiving myself per se, but it's like I knew, and to be candid, I knew this nigga was trash from the beginning. I saw red flags from the beginning, and I still stayed all of that time hoping for potential, hoping for a change, this, that, and the third, to then have a child that I honestly did not want to have. I never wanted kids. And to now I have a child, and I feel like I'm halfway doing it by my damn self. It's like, well, what the fuck was all of this for? My fault for the cursing.
Okay, sorry. It's also difficult for two therapists to work together.
That's why
working together.
Okay, I'm asking
for permission. Okay. So it sounds like to me that first and foremost, you carry guilt on your own shoulders for ignoring signs and allowing hope to overcome your day-to-day mind frame. I mean,
Absolutely.
hope was the overpowering thought. I hope this will get better.
Right.
I hope. So do you agree that you may have been projecting a fantasy onto the relationship?
Yes, in terms of, I know that me and him had discussions in the beginning of our relationship that we didn't, I don't think that either one of us expected us to be together that long. But then, of course, once we ended up staying together, it's like, why wouldn't we, and we have a child now, why wouldn't we think about marriage? Why wouldn't we think, you know what I'm saying?
It seems
and
like
that's not something that he wanted anyway. Right. That's not something that he wanted because he's like, that's not what we talked about from the beginning.
Right.
But then also, he was still the same person 5 years later that he was when we first got together. So it's like, there really is no point in us being together because you're not even growing from our relationship, and I'm not either. So, but it's just, I wasted 5 whole years for what? And everybody says, y'all had a child together, your baby came out of it, and that's fine, that's great. I love my child, and I know my child would not be my child had it not been me and him together. But this is not what I want now. How my life is going now with us co-parenting, I don't want this. You know what I'm saying?
So if you had, this is one of the techniques that I use, I don't know if you utilize, if you had a magic wand right now, what would it look like?
That's where I was going.
If I had a magic wand right now, I would be single, I would not be a mother, and I will be doing no advisory podcast full time. Shut up,
So,
no, but yes, and I would be great, well off financially and all that. But yes, that would be magic wand. All of that would be, I would not have met him, none of this would be on.
Okay.
Yes.
So given that that's not the reality,
it's
you
not.
You have a child, he's involved because
that's his child as well.
Right, exactly. So my thing is right now, with what you know now and what's going on presently, if you could, I guess, picture this situation being the best that you would want it to be, how would it be for you right now?
How it would be for me right now is he would sign over his rights and let me do it by myself. And I would be financially able to do it all by myself. Well, you know what? Let me not say that. That's not nice. I'm lying, y'all. I'm lying because my child loves her dad. And it's not that he's just not consistent, I guess is the word that I should be looking for. So it's not that they've never had a relationship or anything like that, and I know my daughter loves her father, so I would not take her father away from her knowing that I had mine and I love my dad. You know what I'm saying? So ideally, it would be, we would co-parent and we would be friends doing it, because that's how my parents are. That's what it would be ideally, honestly.
You're itching right now to say something.
Yeah, I'm hearing that you sound disappointed.
I'm very disappointed, yes.
Completely disappointed with how this has transpired, and your disappointment does not fall on having a child. Your disappointment is you expected certain things from this person. You expected to grow actually with this person at some point. You had an ideal of how this may have turned out that may have worked out differently and made you feel better. And you're disappointed by that.
I am disappointed, but I'm also like, I can't really live in the disappointment because I also knew. I also always say, when somebody shows you who they are, believe it. He showed me, so everything that's happening now is no different than he was 5 years ago. So I still stayed, and now we have a child together, and I have to deal with bullshit for the rest of my life, or at least until for the rest of my child's life. I feel like a bird. I feel like the real term, I just feel like a dumb woman who I wasted a lot of time for one, and I just set myself up for failure, basically.
So what I'm kind of gathering, and I kind of always utilize this kind of connection, is that our thoughts kind of dictate how we feel,
right?
And then how we feel is how we behave. So if your thought is, okay, I did these things even though I didn't necessarily want to do it initially, I went against my better judgment, I'm stupid, I'm dumb for doing this, now my life is a wreck. So those thoughts, you put that all together in a pot, mix it all together, and then those emotions come out.
Right.
And it's normally some type of depression, some guilt, some anger, some lashing out, all the emotions that you would feel in that grief cycle. The disbelief that, damn,
this anxiety.
This happened to me. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I knew this dude wasn't the right dude for me, but I did it anyway. So now you feel kind of stuck.
I'm
trapped.
stuck. Exactly. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Yes. Yeah. That's how I feel.
That's what I hear that. I also hear that you carry a lot of guilt from feeling I knew, but I didn't, not necessarily do nothing, but maybe you feel like you didn't do the right things.
At all.
And let me get into how I am in my therapy sessions.
Okay.
I do self-disclosure to a certain extent, so the reality is to normalize how you feel, most of us feel like that.
Right.
At some point or another in our adult lives.
Absolutely.
And for people like me, it's recurrent. It seems to pop up every 6 months to a year. Sometimes we will just start our own group after this. That's what people do. So anyway, I don't do that in the middle of therapy.
Right. I know, it's fine.
Not that exactly. But basically, there's a lot of self-disclosure there.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be. This is normal. We all feel at some point we've made the wrong decisions. We knew something. And a lot of us, women especially, we latch on to people hopeful that they will change.
Right.
Or hopeful we will feel different about their behaviors over time. But at some point, we just have to face, okay, it doesn't matter that it's been 5 years or 2 years, you do know. So now that you know now, and you've brought it to the forefront of now I know, that's all we need to be holding ourselves accountable for in this moment, which is what you know now, which is, I don't like that.
Right.
And so I tell my clients, it doesn't matter that it happened 6 months in, 5 years in, 10 years in is all better than 20.
Right.
So you always have to think like that. Something is better than nothing.
Right.
You now have the sense about it, where you can conceptualize, there are things about this over here I don't like. There are things over here I saw, I understand that. Now I'm not seeing the consistency I like.
Right.
And at some point, you'll figure out if what you see is enough, or if you need more to help you through being a parent.
Okay.
Does that make sense without getting too deep into that?
It makes sense. I just don't know how I'm going to get there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's one step at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely one step at a time. And throughout therapy, the point is not to get to your destination in that first session.
Okay.
Everybody try to cram all the information in and try to cram
I expect to leave here fixed.
You will not. We are not fixed.
I expect to leave here over the situation.
No.
We are not fixed, and it's our shop.
Yeah, yeah. Like everybody has their kinks and things that we're working through, and we have to, not necessarily enjoy the process, but be knowledgeable and aware that it is a process.
That you're in a process.
Yes. You don't lose weight overnight, and you don't process things or go through situations overnight.
It's just, me and him broke up in November, y'all. It's June. Girl, get over it. That's how I feel. Like that's what I'm told. You know what I'm saying? Which is another reason why I said I volunteered to do this, but also said that I am going to start going to therapy, because I don't want to hear that.
You're told that.
I'm told that women go through this all the time. You're not the first one. That's my mom's favorite, go-to. Okay. Girl, we all been there. You'll be all right. You know what I don't want to hear that. I need to know that it's okay for me to be pissed off. It's okay for me to not want to be a mom sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, let me give
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
As far as not being a mom. Some of y'all out there are married with kids, and you have called your girlfriends. I am one of them. One of my girlfriends has called me recently and said, sometimes I wish I didn't have kids. I don't feel any kind of way when she says that.
Okay.
I feel that's emotion-based. I don't think it takes away from how she feels about her children.
Right.
I know that you would probably do anything in your right mind to protect your child if you ever thought your child was in harm's way.
Right.
So this emotion is also real. Sometimes I feel like I didn't have kids. Sometimes I feel like I want my life back.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like I used to know myself.
Right.
And so all that is normal, so let me just give that. All right? A lot of mothers go through that. I'm sure a lot of fathers who deal with baby mamas that are setting them through the ringer think to themselves at one time or another, it would be easier if they weren't here.
Right.
But they are here. We all know that.
Right.
So that is normal.
Okay.
But I would say I'm more reality-based in that, how do you feel now, sitting here, talking about this in the open, and can you conceptualize where you actually have control over this? And I would encourage you to think about, where is my control? Because we cannot control other people's actions and how they respond and what they do with their children. And I've seen a lot of people go through that too.
Right.
But what can you control? Can you name some things about that situation that you have control over?
The only thing that I feel like I can control but have not controlled is how I react to him and the things that he says or does or what have you. Like I said, you know, he angers me. So if I have the opportunity to let him know you're trash and I can't stand you, I'm going to, you're trash, my nigga. Like,
the word
I'm going
trash,
to do that.
You say it, I am laughing inside.
So
blurt that out.
So one thing I definitely want to, and what I see is when she talked about that control, what you can control. When you say he makes me feel a certain way, that's him controlling
me.
Exactly. That's you allowing.
You're allowing that control to happen.
That he has control.
So if you're able to say, regardless of what he is doing, it's not going to affect my thoughts.
Thought stopping. She needs to learn to control her thoughts.
What's that?
So have you ever tried that?
No.
Well, this is a
give her that intervention right there.
PSA for CBT.
Yes.
Ding ding ding. Cognitive behavioral therapy. Thank you, Damion.
Yes.
So here's what I practice on myself.
Okay.
The art of thought stopping is an art. It is a skill. It's something I have to constantly force myself to do.
Okay.
It is snatching yourself back in midst of the negative thought and replacing it with a positive thought.
Right.
Okay.
You immediately stop the thought. Let's just say, your situation, for example.
Okay.
You're going to drop your daughter off to her father. Let's just say that's happening. I don't know if that's really happening. Okay. Let's just say that's happening.
Okay.
So you're going to drop her off. You're driving. I don't want to see this.
Right.
I don't want to hear what he has to say. He ain't been doing the things he should be doing.
Right.
I would automatically tell myself, Jackie, stop. You are dropping off your daughter. They are going to have a good time together. She gets to see her father. Things like that.
Okay.
So I revel in that so much. It pushes that negative shit so far back that when I've dropped them off, I do reach out to one of my girlfriends and call and say, I did a good job.
Yeah.
I dropped her off. I said nothing. I had on my sunglasses.
Right.
I showed no real emotion.
No emotion.
We have to do that sometimes, okay?
Right.
You need the pep talks before.
Right.
And you need to thought stop during.
Okay.
And then after, debrief. That's your Fab Five. You call one of your girlfriends.
Right.
I dropped her off. I did well. I'm proud. You go get your nails done.
Okay.
These are ways that you self-heal. You are self-aware, but you are also in your process. You are not forcing yourself further than you can go.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's called thought stopping.
And when you're doing that thought stopping, when you're utilizing that technique on a regular basis, when you're catching yourself having that negative thought and replacing it with a positive, what you're doing is you're shortening the time that you're pissed off.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or angry at yourself, or hurt, and all these other emotions and thoughts are coming into the back of your head like, he's a piece of trash, he's no good.
No, she said he is
trash.
You know what I mean? Like, but for you, that could be your true thought.
Right.
But for your daughter, it's something
It's not,
it's something totally different.
Right.
You know what I mean? So not indirectly or subconsciously transferring that negative energy to your daughter.
Right.
About,
because she can feel it.
Right.
Exactly. So the importance of what she's saying is being able to, one, help you manage, because you can't control anything that's outside of your locus, which is your thoughts, feelings, and the way that you respond to situations. That's the only thing that you can control.
Right.
You can't control him. You can't control how your daughter feels about him. You can't do any of those things. And when you try to, then you become frustrated, or you become pissed off. You become angry all over again, based off of the 5 years that y'all been together. And you start to replay all of those things in your mind.
That's all fact.
Which you will learn to get past when you learn to have control over your own thoughts. And the reality is this, whether you're in a 5-year relationship and you're unmarried, or you're in a 10-year marriage, as I'm sure, you know, people that are married, they don't intend to divorce when they're standing at the altar.
Right.
So we all have things that have turned out in the opposite direction we thought they were going to go. And it's about grieving what you thought it was going to be, allowing yourself to do that. Grief looks different to everyone, but it is universal. Everybody has to grieve. So your way of grieving, you're in the angry stage right now. Yeah. You're not in denial, you're in anger.
Since November.
But let me tell you this
also. There's no time frame.
I wanted to say that too. I was bothered by the fact that you gave yourself a time frame.
Right.
And I will tell you what I do tell my clients. Your mama's telling you that you need to put your mama on a shelf for now.
Okay.
That means you don't talk to her about that and give yourself the breathing room from that judgment. Okay. Because all our mothers judge. I'm sorry, I love my mom. So if you're from my home church, you're telling my mom, she knows I love her. But she's judgmental sometimes. So I tell her that too. But I also get what I need from her when I need it.
Right.
And then when it's something I know she can't give me, I step away from that conversation.
Right.
And you also have to do that for your own wellness and peace of mind. Okay. If you know you're going to get certain comments from certain places, you need to avoid those places with this subject, or just avoid those places until you get your own self to a point where you're so firm in what you believe that you can say, you know what, I really appreciate that, Mom, but that's not how I feel about it.
Right.
So let's talk about it later.
Okay.
Yep. Being self-aware, knowing and understanding your triggers, and when you are triggered, because everyone has triggers, what do you do within that time frame? Have you replaced this negative thought with a positive thought or something that you can utilize? Well, that's like, okay, he done ticked me off for the day. I need to go work out. I need to go for a walk. I need to do something that's going to put me in my happy place.
Right.
You know, whether that's you listening to one of your podcasts, you know what I'm saying, just listen to something funny or whatever the case may be. And this may be your outlet. No advisory may be your outlet.
And you know, honestly, I remember me and him, or me and his mom, somebody got into it one morning before I came to record. And I came in here, tears going, crying, all of that. But by the time we got into the groove of recording and all that, yeah, no advisory is definitely an outlet, like a therapy in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. It can definitely be a distraction when it's something that you're interested in and it brings you pure, positive emotions.
Right.
You know what I mean? It may not solve it, but you're not looking for a solution, because you may not have a solution. It's all about, when it does happen, how do you respond to it? Okay. Over time. And then over time, the impact of those situations are going to be less and less.
Okay, we have a comment interjection from one of our therapist friends.
Yes, absolutely.
Jairus wants to know, I'm wondering what hurts or disappoints her most about losing that relationship.
What hurts, honestly, all it really is just that I knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? And I put my faith in him at times when we got into arguments and he said he would do better, this, that, and the third. And it just got to a point when we got into that last argument last year when we broke up that I really realized you learned nothing. Like, you lied basically the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So, he was the same. Like, it was no improvement at all whatsoever in terms of the things that I needed from him. You know what I'm saying? So, he is just who he is, and I expected something different. And I just feel like I should have known. Like I always say, when somebody shows, I do blame myself because
that's what hurts the most.
It does.
That you feel like you have yourself to blame.
Yes.
That's what we hear. That's
what I'm hearing.
Yeah, me too. 85% of what I hear is really about you and your
expectations.
Stay.
And we talked about that, having expectations on other people.
We're projecting the fantasy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I am blaming myself because I've always been that friends or whoever where a woman can come to me and tell me a problem that she's having with her man, and I'm like, girl, leave him. Girl, he's trash. Girl, you don't need that. Da, da, da.
I've needed you for 15 minutes.
But then for me to be in a situation knowing these things, and girl, you stay, like I feel also like a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. I told you I feel like a bird, y'all.
Okay. Let me give some more self-disclosure. We're therapists, but don't think we don't have our own problems.
Yes, absolutely.
My friends know I have mine. They hear
about them
daily.
That we are immune.
So we're not immune to it. We're human.
Absolutely.
Number one, which means we have feelings.
Yeah.
Number one. And we're therapists because we can't.
Right.
So number 2 or 3, I don't know. But basically the point is, a lot of people you find out in grad school, in your grad school program, are in this program to become therapists because they felt like they've needed help or they should have seen one at some point in time. A lot of us are in tune to the fact that we needed something and we're interested in helping other people. I know with me, I lacked it. I had a therapist that wasn't good when I was a teenager. and I felt like I've got to show other people that there are ways by using therapy in order to deal with their problems. And I wasn't dealing with mine. That's why I was seeing a therapist. I wasn't, truth be told, I wasn't really talking much as a teenager. I was really quiet, and my parents were very concerned that I wouldn't tell them anything. And they had no idea. Can you imagine?
No.
Imagine that. Okay, so I wasn't talking, but what you need to understand is the moments where you feel like that, I've made these bad decisions, that I don't know how this, I always pull myself back with the thought stopping. Just stop. There's always someone who has also been through that. There's also, thousands of other people who you encounter on a week-to-week basis, whether you're in passing or not, who have been through something like you, where they question themselves and make decisions they find out later are wrong decisions. We don't think, I feel like we always feel like someone's our soulmate until we figure out they're not. I don't believe it's soulmate. Okay?
Yeah,
you understand what I mean? I'm using that word, that phrase generically. Come on. You see people get on Facebook, my soulmate, my soulmate, the one I'm supposed to be with. Yeah. And then 2 years later they're divorced, and I'm like,
God sent me this one.
God sent
She's heaven sent.
years ago.
He's heaven sent.
I'm just being honest. No, I'm also, for that reason, very careful what I put under photos. Because, hey, I might be one of those repeat offenders who comes back
and delete
I don't want that
photo.
used against me.
But because you feel shame.
Okay, you feel shame, you feel guilt. I should have known better. I'm showing this when I shouldn't be, or people are going to know this. But we all feel that.
Yeah, and you're thinking about other people's reactions versus your own. How other people react to me taking him back or ignoring these signs, and yet it still happens. How my friends look at me now, knowing that I allowed this to happen, but I'm promoting this thing over here, but I'm actually doing something totally different. So that shame and that guilt that comes along with it makes you want to kind of, that Homer Simpson gif where he goes into the bushes.
In the bushes,
you kind of be like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, it makes you human. And a lot of things that we deal with on a regular basis, we want to think of them as anomalies, and they're not. We all experience loss of something. Loss of...
Or someone.
Or someone. You know what I mean? So we're all going to go through that cycle at some point in time in our life.
You know what?
And it's hard to imagine and to kind of deal with it, but... it's a cycle. You're going to go through it. You're not going to be the same after this. And you probably feel it right now. You're not going to be the same, but hopefully it's a good transition for you, and it's a learning experience after the fact. You don't want to think of it as a learning experience. But you're not, hopefully it makes you better. This experience, going through this process of being angry, being sad, being, shameful or guilty.
More self-awareness, I think you'll be more aware. So the next person you date, when you start to see signs, you may say, am I projecting what I want to see, or do they really have the capability and desire to want to work through this with me? And that's been my thing. And, I would disclose this in therapy. My thing has been coming from that place to, now I understand what it looks like when someone wants to try, when someone is really making effort, and then you decide later, is that effort enough? But I think you will do that moving forward.
I mean, and I was just thinking about that though. I've tried to get back into dating a little bit, not anything serious, but it's just like now I see anything within the first, I don't care if it's 5 minutes. If I don't like it, delete, block, I'm done. So, and I've never been that woman. I don't feel like I've ever been bitter. I don't feel like I've ever been one to carry something over from a previous relationship. But now it's like, I don't know. It's just like me and him broke up, and now I just think that all niggas are trash.
You're protecting yourself. It's a defense mechanism, a strong one.
That's definitely a strong defense mechanism.
The block feature is the strongest.
And I would say, during the time of the breakup and up until now, have you been able to do things for yourself, like date yourself? Who am I? Because you was in this relationship for 5 years, dysfunctional relationship for 5 years, and understanding who you are in order to set those boundaries for this future relationship, instead of saying, okay, well, I think I'm okay, I think I'm all right. Let me go ahead and put my foot out here and test the water just a little bit to see how I feel, rather than just stepping back and saying, you know what, let me project what I want to see in a relationship, and then whichever person comes to me and we connect on that level, then it's all good. But actually looking, going out and searching, that may give you that false sense of awareness, that you are whole, or you've been able to fill those voids. You may be filling voids, that you don't necessarily understand that you do have, but with other people.
Right.
You know what I mean? So being able to understand that takes time, and I can't tell you how much time that is. That could be 2 months. That could be 2 years. It's truly up to
tomorrow. I'm over it.
So what do you hope to kind of get out of? What does that rebound look for you?
Rebound in terms of what?
How you feel just rebounding?
Bounce back.
Yeah, bouncing back. Self-awareness.
When you say rebound, I think she was thinking of the rebound guy.
Like the rebound guy.
How you
Us women have our own language. Damn it! I felt very judged for her. What do you mean rebound? She's just living her life.
Yes, and that's what I want. That's what I want her to do. That's the whole point. Just being able to live in your truth and understand that. Okay, I do have triggers. I do have this person that I'm going to have to be involved with at least for the next, 18 years or however old your daughter is at this point in time.
Hopefully it's 18.
Hopefully.
But understanding that, I'm going to have to deal with him, so I'm going to have to adjust myself and align myself,
right,
so I don't project my emotions on the next person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
I do. Easier said than that.
Yes.
I feel like before I was going to see him, we had mediation today. So before I was going to see him, I was having such a good day, y'all, and I'm driving like, it's gonna be good. I'm not giving him any energy. Child, I got in that office. Have it all, sir. Yes, it was that.
You were like,
yep, I was.
You can't have my energy.
You can't have it.
So once you saw his face, you were overcome with emotion.
Not even when I saw his face. It's when my friend pointed it out to me because I called her right after. When I felt like he kind of questioned my parenting skills.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you got some nerve, and you got me fucked up, and you gonna have it. Security had to come in. Yeah. Security had to come. Clear it up.
Wow.
This is the time in the session.
Yeah.
Where I fight my transference.
Don't you ever, how dare you? I know I'm a great, regardless of how I felt before I had my daughter, not wanting kids and all that, and regardless of the bleeding feelings I have sometimes where it's just like, girl, I can't even be bothered with you. I love my child, and my child is well taken care of, and I know that I do a great job doing it. Don't you ever in your life.
Right.
So yeah, he had it.
Let me give you something to help you with
that. Thank you. You're welcome.
Don't leave me yet. What may help with that, see, what we need to do is take your situation, and then for them listening and watching, we need to make it general, so that anyone in any relationship that's experiencing emotions like that, whether it's a parent that wasn't there for you, that didn't amount to what you expected them to amount to, right? A girlfriend who was not there for you after you've known her 15 years, and then she flips on you. You know what I mean? You can have these same emotions with those type of people.
Right.
What I want you to do is to consider what you know about the person at this moment, and leaving them there.
Yes.
So that every time you're about to meet him, you are reminding yourself who you're about to see. I'm about to see someone who changed up the situation. I'm about to see someone who I thought and I wanted to be a certain way, but they are not.
Right.
I'm going to see someone who is slightly disrespectful at times, even though he's not blatantly trying to hurt me. He will do what it takes right now to make himself look good, if that's the case. But I'm not telling you what he's doing because I don't know him.
Right.
But you need to tell yourself all the things you need to be prepared for, because those are things you know. And as you're walking into a room with someone you know, and you know their whole steez, they can't just surprise you with things that would cause you to emote so aggressively and impulsively. Yes, and quickly. Right? Because you're saying, while he's talking, you're saying,
that's how it started.
That's how it started. After this, I'm gonna get a damn man.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
I am doing that when I'm engaged with people who I know are going to step a certain way. They have a certain energy flowing down the hall with them. This doesn't have to be somebody I was with.
Right.
A coworker, right?
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
She's going to complain to
me.
She's going to talk about how she doesn't want to be here.
Right.
I'm prepared for it, so I don't really need to give her a response.
Right.
We know what it is.
Right. And it's amazing how you can do that in certain situations.
It takes work.
Yeah. Okay.
And not others.
But when you have that, or when you've had that deep connection with someone on an intimate level, on a romantic level, it hits a little bit differently.
Right.
You know what I mean? Co-worker,
very personal.
You already know what they're going. It's not a problem. Don't sweat off your back.
Right.
But when it's someone that you spent intimate time with and you've been vulnerable with, and they know you inside out to a certain degree, you know, it hits a little bit harder.
Yes.
And you want to that hurt that you feel, you want to reciprocate that back all the time.
If that's not the facts upon facts upon facts,
is vengeance in one of the
that is, and that is something that I've struggled with probably since like college. I'm very spiteful.
Okay.
And that's something that I was trying to change in this last relationship that I thought I got over until we broke up. And
My name is Jackie, and I'm spiteful as hell.
I'm spiteful as hell.
I'm recovering now.
Yeah.
Jackie, are you wanting to work on that? Do you want to get better?
Well, I have worked on it. I have gotten better.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just disclosing that because I think you need to know how normal it is.
Right.
Assuage your session.
It doesn't feel like
assuage your session to me and my problems.
I always say hurt people.
Right.
Well,
so if I'm hurt, I'm going to make sure you hurt
as well. No, that's true.
No, I'm somewhat spiteful, but I'm aware of the spirit of spitefulness, and I do everything I can to avoid it. I do not want to allow spitefulness to drive my decision making.
Right.
I don't want to do that. And then honestly, let me tell you something. When you're in that co-parenting situation, the more you react in front of other people, the more it will be used against you later. I want to give you that. Flat out. We always want to be able to look the other direction and say, I was just trying to have a conversation. I'm not really sure why he's so angry. When you get in the car, you call your girlfriend and say, that mother, let me tell you what he did first, okay, where he got me. You know, you do that in the car. You don't do that in front of him or anyone else. You have to, that's part of the self-awareness and self-control. So
because as long as they know that they got you and they can get you to that point, they're going to use it every time they get, every chance they get.
I have been a victim of that.
So as long as they got you, that even if y'all are not in a relationship, as long as they can get you.
Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call her a bad mother, and she's gonna ape nuts.
And then it'll be like, oh, see, she's unfit.
She's horrible.
Yeah.
Look at her attitude. Yeah. She can't control herself.
Right.
All the time.
Yeah.
It happens.
In court especially.
I guess.
Okay, so this just little tidbits. This is just, it's not negative, it's encouraging.
It is.
To help you remember, you need to have these thoughts in your head. I know who I'm dealing with in any situation. I know who I'm dealing with. I know who's about to walk through the door.
Right.
Okay, they're not what I expected them to be before. They are different now, so I'm gonna deal with them for who they are now.
Right.
And people do change over time, perhaps, but for right now, this is who he is.
Right.
So you meet him where he is right now.
You can't control that. The only thing you can do is control
your
yourself.
reaction.
So, and it's just more so, again, like we said, just being more self-aware and focusing on you. Because he's not here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we're talking to you, and we want to focus on you and your well-being and making sure that you're okay. And being able to respond to whatever happens in that situation, because we don't know.
Right.
We don't know. Too much anxiety. This is a quiet moment. You know?
I feel like we need to talk after the show.
Where we just sit and talk.
With me?
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, girl.
Yeah.
So we can get the shit out.
So
absolutely.
Can't do it online.
yeah, no, we can't do it right now. We can't. I'm gonna let them have their woman time after the show. But you know, from a male's perspective, you know, just understanding from a guy what we can do differently to kind of make sure. And I think Jairus
is asking that.
He asked that question. What can we do? Yeah.
What can
we do as black men
to better care for women, which is kind of vague and it's pretty open. That's a whole conversation. That's a whole show.
That's
a whole show. That's
Bring
a
me
whole
back to that one.
segment. You know what I mean? We're definitely gonna have something like that. Shout out to all the different podcasts. Definitely more advisory for sure. A couple of different ones that definitely talk about relationships, communication, all those things.
I feel like this should be a second. There should be a 2-part thing.
Yeah.
You coming back?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm with it.
All right.
Yeah. Y'all heard it here first.
Well, I think it needs to be a part 2 follow up.
Yeah. Of course. That's
Stop thinking you can go to therapy for one session
and you're fixed.
You ain't
I'm supposed to be.
Yo, like seriously, off the record. Like I saw a client for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Couples, right? Went in there. It was like, oh my god,
this worked.
This worked. We were like, you're like totally awesome. We're good. We're fixed. We're good.
We know what our problem is. Thank you.
We know what it is, and that was about 2 weeks ago.
And you haven't seen him since?
I haven't seen him since until I received a message on Monday. Yes, we need to schedule an appointment. But
we're back.
Yeah, we're back. So it can't be fixed in one session.
Okay.
All of our life problems, whether it's been a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, can't be fixed in 1 or 2 sessions.
Some of mine are 20 years old.
Yeah, so, it shouldn't take 20 years to fix, but it damn sure ain't gonna be one session.
Well, evolution is not overnight. There's a process to evolution, though, and part of being a human being is, evolving over time. And so you just have to get off of, society has us on a time frame for everything.
That is true.
A time frame.
That
you
is
have to be married at a certain age.
Yes.
You have to have accomplished things at a certain age. Like, the reality is when you get it, you get it.
And that is a part of, I guess, the struggle. It's not even necessarily with the marriage and all that. I just feel like because of that relationship, I stifled myself from doing certain things. So I could have been in a better place now financially, career-wise, and all that. You know what I'm saying? I let that relationship control so many things at the time that now we're not together. And it's like, well, what do I have to show for the relationship? For what was it for? You know what I'm saying? So
well, it's not the relationship you have something to show for. It's yourself that you have something to show for. You are on a nationally recognized podcast.
This is true.
Which is doing very well. Gang, you're on our show. Okay? We're not as recognized, but we're moving on. Okay? Right. So you are here. You're in a state of self-awareness about mistakes you have made that you don't care to repeat.
Right.
Okay? You have lost 5 years, but not 10. Okay? You are seeking help by going to a therapist. You have sought help by coming here. For another, you have 2 more therapist perspectives. You've basically met with 3 therapists over time. Yes. Yeah. Okay? And you're probably going to go back to therapy sometime after this. Okay, great. So that will be 4.
Right.
So you have gone above and beyond where you thought you were going to be. It just doesn't look the same way you thought it was going to look.
That is true. It does not. This is not at all 30. Was supposed. I'm 30, y'all. What's 30 was supposed to look.
Okay, I'm 36, and I thought it would look better.
40.
Yeah.
Is 40 how you thought it was going to look?
I'm so young.
40. I mean, based on and we base it on society and the norms, whatever your cultural upbringing is. They say, well, by 30 you need to have, husband, 2 kids, picket fence, all this BS. You make your life how you want it.
My fence is falling apart, and I have no husband, so I don't have a picket fence. My fence is falling apart.
Oh.
So
I was supposed to be 30, traveling, and I'm here
because that's something that you wanted to do.
Yes, traveling and living, having sex with men. And
you can still do that.
Let me hold that.
You know how many people follow no advisory?
I'm sure some of our viewers.
Yes,
y'all are going to be messaging me now, knowing what you're about these days.
Some inbox messages come about like, how can I get in contact with her? That type of thing. Trust me. You won't have that problem. Then you'll be like, okay, I know what I don't want.
Right,
that's right.
So you'll be able to set the standard. So when you see it, like, nah, that's not what I want, and be able to move on and and be good with that. It's cool.
What are we doing? We did an hour. Oh, we had an hour. Maybe that's why.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're still on ours. So how do you feel now? I like to do scales. So on a scale from 1 to 10, when you came in here, where were you as far as, heightened feelings of emotion? 10 is the highest.
10 going the highest. Okay, so when I came in, I'll say I was probably down to about a 7 from where I was a couple of hours ago.
Okay.
And where are you now?
And so now I'll say I'm at like a 3.
Whenever the level goes down, therapy is working.
Yeah, I'm at about a 3.
That's a good time.
Yeah, it is.
And the reason why I say 3 is just because, I mean, you guys reiterated a lot of things. My best friend, Sydney, she gets me together a lot. So, I have to, which is what I said, I'm not good at controlling my emotions in a situation. And I know that that's the only thing, honestly, in the situation that I can't control. Right. And I failed at it many times. And I just want to do better. So, but you guys have given me my methods and things, and I am going to try. I have already tried kind of positive thinking, but I don't do it as, I'm not consistent with it myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I revel in the fact that I think he's trash. So.
Okay, so let me summarize. I can't. Let me summarize where we are with this. First of all, we're not just encouraging positive thoughts. We want you to evoke thought stopping. So that's, right. Yep, thought stopping, and I'll send that to you. And some little tactics. Just FYI, I'll send that to you. Because thought stopping is a major thing for me. I have to exercise it daily with not holding myself accountable for other people's actions. Okay, so there's stopping the thoughts. There's meeting someone where they are with acknowledging who they are at this moment. You only need to dwell on where they are at this moment and then let that go.
Or where they were.
Yeah, not where you expect them to be or where you thought they were going to be. Just where he is now is he's not working with you in the best way. So you need to know that every time you're going to see him. Prepare yourself.
That makes sense.
Yes. This will be okay because of these reasons. I will do this, what I have to do. I will control myself, and that's what I'm going to master at this moment. And then you leave and you lose your mind in the car. That's okay, because you will feel accomplished. You will feel like you're actually gradually conditioning yourself to have more control.
Exactly.
There's that.
Exactly. That's the goal. The goal is not to have a response, because you're human. You're going to have a response, but it's, again, I always say the frequency and the intensity of the response. You know, you're gonna have it. You're gonna have that thought, but what do you do with that? You know what I mean? Do you go over there and slap him in the face, or do you put a smile on your face? You know what I mean? And just think like, he's a piece of trash, but you know, like she said, I'm gonna go get my nails done. I'm gonna go get a massage. Like this really. I'm
already thinking about what I'm gonna do after for myself. Does that help? I mean, you're already you've pulled yourself out of that tension, and now your thought is, okay, I'm gonna do this, because let's touch on this again, the fact that we did a show about anxiety in the workplace and the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method of bringing yourself, you know, it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then here's the planted thought. So you have to remind yourself the anxiety and the nervousness that you also may feel if you know you're going to see him. It does the same thing to you physically as excitement. So if you can take the thought of excitement and turn it more into what I can do for myself. What am I looking forward to doing after I drop her off? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Where do I want to be? I'll call my girlfriend and tell her how good of a job I just did. I'm so proud of myself. I mean, I need to go get my hair done. You know, go take myself to the movies. Whatever you need to do, go get your favorite smoothie that costs $12. For me, it's not from Smoothie. It's not there, but not right now. So I may change my mind in 2 weeks. But you know, out of convenience. But you understand what I'm saying, Okay.
I do. All right. I understand.
Good talk.
That was a good recap.
Yeah.
Good talk.
I like this. I think we should do this more often. Hey, if you want to come on the couch.
If you're in Charlotte.
Yeah, you gotta be. Unless you're willing to travel.
If you're in Charlotte and running away from therapy,
or if they want us to come to them and they're out of the Charlotte area, you just have to pay for our travel expenses and per diem and everything else.
If you want a double team therapy session, if you want a double team therapy session, let us know. We'll meet you where you are.
Yo, like when we get close to the end of the show, she starts, you know, she becomes a little bit delirious, a little bit. I have the effect of a 7-year-old child. It is what it is.
All right, that's okay.
So, again, I definitely enjoyed it. Again, this was fun, informative, but also at the same time, I hope you gather something out of it. And you guys will give her response, you know, on the couch704.com, like after this. We're going to talk a little bit more after this. So y'all not going to get privy to all this information. So check out the website and we'll get the information out to you. You'll see her out there. What's your, is it Sha Boogz?
Oh, I'm Sha Boogz.
Sha
Boogie with the hoodie.
Yes, absolutely. They're going to be looking up. They're going to be looking you up.
That.
No, yours is Damn It Jackie. That's what it is right now.
Damn It Jackie?
Wait, let me tell you what that is. Mine's on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
I like it.
Look.
Damn it, Jackie.
I told y'all I was gonna get her a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's dope.
Mom, I have arrived.
That's dope.
Oh, we just gotta get the couch logo on the front.
And the couch logo on the front.
Yeah.
We got to get the logo, the actual.
Oh, that's
logo.
Instagram.
Yeah, that's the.
Wait a minute, I don't get it. It's at, and that's our website.
Yeah.
All together.
Yeah. It's all good. Stop thinking.
Have successful big names.
They do.
We good over here. We marinate. We put it all together. We marinate.
I love my shirt. Thank you.
You know what I mean? So, again, you guys, this has been fun. We're on the couch.
I'm worn out.
And you should feel that way.
Not you as a man. Somebody else's. Yes, transfer. I am.
She's received a lot of transference today, you guys. Look, without going into detail.
I have.
You know,
I'm going through my own emotional stuff, and this is good. Like, and we need to talk more about stuff, and you need to get together with your friends more and talk about stuff and laugh about stuff. This is very therapeutic for me in the type of day I've had and how it ended.
How it ended.
Yeah, how it ended.
Thing, but it ended.
But I also realized being in here, it hasn't ended yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And so the ending of my day. Yes.
It will get better. We're gonna put that out there in the atmosphere.
It will get better.
In the universe. It will get better once you leave here. Hot bubble baths, some wine, something, some
peen. Yes.
Somewhat.
Did you say peen? I did.
Hey!
Shout out No Advisory.
Yay!
Y'all ready?
I think she had some of that No Advisory.
I was thinking that too.
I didn't. You know, I'm always the sober one, actually.
I will never have that again.
This is me. This is how I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we accept you how you meet you where you are.
Come as you are. Like
Drop the F-bomb in the first 3 minutes of the show.
She did awesome.
I did.
You did a good job.
I did. I'm the one that can also hold her profanity, unlike you guys.
I did a good job.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to hold mine on your show, but I slipped multiple times.
She did.
Your host actually said I dropped more curse words than everyone on the show.
That punch, it does it to you. Shout out No Advisory punch.
Yeah, get you some of that.
Punch you.
Yeah.
It punched
on
her
the bad side of you and make it pop right out.
$7 a pouch, $2 a cup. Y'all hit us up.
I love it.
We got it.
I love it. I love the promo. I love the plugs.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity.
Yes.
I haven't been to therapy since 2016, so this is awesome.
I have been away for years too, but I'm going back.
I'm going back as well. Yes.
Everybody needs therapy, you guys.
Yeah.
Everybody needs it.
Y'all take insurance?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm self-paid.
Guess I'll be going to Damion.
Cash is a universal.
For those viewers asking if
coverage.
I do Skype and phone sessions, I do, but not to my college friends.
Okay.
That X's you out. You know who you are.
Oh, wow.
It's completely unethical. I love you, but I can't.
Yeah, we can't do the
my college friends.
What do they call it?
What, Cash App?
I do Cash App.
You do Cash App?
Yeah.
Everybody does Cash App.
We take any form of payment.
Any form of payment.
Or
gift cards, make sure that they work.
Okay.
Or give me a gift card to Lowe's or
you accept those type of payments?
Nah, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, she did not say this on video.
Nah.
Isn't it against our rules?
Nah, but I do take Cash App, PayPal, all of that, definitely.
I have Cigna, so just putting that out there.
Okay.
You want to see Damion for therapy?
I need a therapist. I'm not going back to the woman that I went to in 2016.
So all of my therapist friends that definitely watch the couch.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of therapists.
Oh yeah, any of you guys.
If you accept Cigna.
Yes.
If you accept Cigna.
No shame.
And I know a few. I don't accept Cigna.
Okay.
Not yet anyway.
If you accept Cigna, Shamir, Jairus,
Isis.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Yeah. Isis.
There's many.
Yeah, for sure.
You can even comment under this video when you see.
You have to be black though
and ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Hey, but that's a preference.
Talk to white people about my problems or any other race. You gotta be black.
She wants a black therapist.
Yes.
Female, male, doesn't matter.
Female, male, doesn't matter.
Oh, that part doesn't matter. No.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
All right, you guys. Hey, my people out there.
We're over the time, but it was necessary today.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, when they see us, when they see us,
you can see where my stress goes.
Girl.
To the kettleball.
Girl. Okay, Popeye.
No shame.
All right, guys, we're gonna check out. We're gonna check y'all next week.
Yes, thank you guys again for having me.
Check this video out, the live feed. It'll only be up for 24 hours.
And then it's going straight to the website.
It's going straight to the website.
Yes. You'll have to visit the website to view the video.
Definitely, thecouch704.com.
Pass this video, share this video on your Facebook page. I would tag anyone who needs to know more about therapy, is curious about therapy. Anybody you've been talking to in conversations, friendships, family, whoever, about therapy. You need to tag them on this video, share it with them, send it to them.
And this is normally how my therapy sessions go.
Me too.
I'm pretty laid back. You're not actually laying back on a couch,
right?
You know, analyzing your childhood and everything. Those are different types of
conversations go.
Yeah. You know, but this is how conversations go, and we grow from that. You know, we plug in our expertise or our, you know, the different interventions and skills that we are knowledgeable about, and just apply it to the situation. That's it.
Clinical experience paired with personal knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all good. It's dope. Therapy is dope. That's gonna be my next t-shirt. Therapy is dope.
It is. I want one of those. Crop top.
Yes. Alright guys, we're gonna check y'all next week. Same bat time, same bat channel here on the couch where your mental health matters. So can we talk for a minute? Y'all know that's my
talk for a minute. Girl, I want to know your name.
Remember the video soon is.
Compilation album coming soon.
Y'all need me. Y'all say a lot of things that go with songs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Come and talk to me. That's gonna be another one too. Jokes. Yeah. Absolutely. Shout out. You know I'm an R&B head.
Yes.
I love it. Well, we're gonna check y'all next week. Check out the replay on Sunday at 12. We're gonna have Dr. Jasper on this one.
I was gonna say he's coming back. I'm not mentally
prepared.
No,
he'll be playing on the radio this weekend on Sunday at 12.
Okay, Sunday at 12.
Yeah.
Power 104.4 FM.
Absolutely. Tune in app. Go to the website. Listen to it. Check us out, you guys. Check out the website.
If you need a therapist, psychologytoday.com, or just chime on to this video feed and ask for a therapist, and a therapist will probably respond.
Yeah,
very quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Or you can inbox us.
Yeah, or you can do that.
Yeah, I'll respond pretty quickly. You respond?
I don't know, but you do, and that's enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
See? You do. All right, guys, that's it.
We out.
Done. We out. Peace.
Bye.